I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Concerned about your retirement? Looking for a way out of debt? Saving for a home? A new car? College? You found the right show. Smart Money Moves with certified financial planner Joseph Chiano.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Joseph Quijano, certified financial planner. I'm here with my son, Jordan Quijano, another financial planner.
How's it going? We're back again. This is every Saturday we do our Smart Money Moves radio show. And this is to bring you, the listeners, information that we should have been taught in the school system. Now, I'm talking about basic financial information. Not only that, but also more advanced. You know, where we're sitting at in today's economy, how to protect yourself from these pitfalls that we're all facing.
Yeah, I think so. You know, Jordan, I think a lot of people have actually commented on our show, and they have actually said that they learn quite a bit just by listening to the show. So they're really encouraged to know that there's knowledge out there. And this is the show that we call the no-nonsense financial planning show, because we're only going to give you true information about money and some of the methods to make your money grow and protect it at the same time. But today's topic is really, really important to me. It's called your pool of money. And you see, Jordan, everybody has a pool of money. Maybe some people may have a bigger pool of money than other people, but we all have a pool of money. And the whole idea behind having a pool of money is to make sure that we retain it, that we don't lose it. But unfortunately, a lot of people are losing it, not only to bad spending habits, right, but also bad investment information, and just basically the bad breaks of the economy. Nobody could foretell what was going to happen to the economy. Nobody was going to let you know that the market was going to go up and down. So you know what? We need to retain as much as we can within our pool of money. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, it goes with the old saying of, how do you boil a lake? And a lot of people say it's one pot at a time. You're going to boil the pot, keep on doing it. So it goes with financial planning. I mean, you have to put necessary steps in place one at a time to be able to really build that pool of money. And so that's what today's topic's about, is really how you can build these pots, or in other terms, how to build that pool to really survive any economic storm, not only on the investment side, but also for the unexpected, like the pandemics, like the wars, like everything else that we've faced.
Exactly. So within the pool of money, there's a couple of things I want to talk about today. Inside your pool of money, I truly believe that everybody has at least 3 buckets of money. Maybe 4, but at least 3 buckets of money. And those buckets are really, really important to make sure that you are going to be getting ahead financially, that you are going to be ready to retire, that you're going to be ready to withstand any economic storm. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the pools of money. Let's talk about the buckets of money that we all have. I'll bet you right now that 98% of the people, have what I call a pre-tax bucket of money. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. That's probably the biggest one, right?
That is probably the biggest one. Most people have what they call 401ks, IRAs, 403bs, right?
Yep. Anything.
They may have any kind of a pension, any type of money that goes into that bucket is what they call qualified money. Mm-hmm. And you see, like, for example, even the title. I mean, I think I found this hilarious. Even the title, 401k, it's really a government tax code.
Yeah.
So
true.
It's really a government plan.
Yeah, if you look it up in the tax code,
Yeah.
you'll see it right there.
For who? I mean, whose benefit?
I mean, you ask yourself, you got these penalties, these restrictions, for about 80 to 85% of your life. You're in a penalty phase in those accounts. And that's to your point. If you can't touch money between now and 59 and a half, otherwise you get a 10% penalty. And then from 59 and a half to 72, you got this window that, yes, you could take money out, taxed, of course, unless it's a Roth, but you're going to be taxed on that money. And then after that, 72 thereafter, you're back into a penalty phase. And so you only have that small window where the government says, hey, guess what? You can access the money now without any penalties. That's the question. Whose benefit is that really to? That if you're in this handcuffs to these plans for 80 to 85% of your life and you can't even touch the money without any penalty phases, I mean, truly, that plan's not meant for you and your family.
It's not for my benefit.
No, it's not.
It's not for my family. It's actually for the benefit of Uncle Sam. Don't you agree?
Of course. Now, I will say, granted, they did a great service by allowing people to access their 401ks and IRAs when the pandemic hit. That was something that was well deserved for people to use that to survive. But the money wasn't free. A lot of people still have a schedule on when to pay it back and how the taxes would be on it if they didn't. And so that's, again, just for anybody who's suffered that through their life and they've tried to take money out of those accounts, money that you've set aside, that you've earned, and then you've felt that penalty, that's who we're talking about. That's
something that we may want to tell the listeners right now is that there is a provision that will allow people to take money out of their 401ks and roll the money over into a better qualified plan, a safer qualified plan. And that method, it's actually called the in-service transfer. Now, we're going to be talking about that later on. But, I mean, this has really been really popular just lately with people that are really concerned about losing money due to the stock market volatility. And they didn't know that they could actually do an in-service transfer of their 401k to some other place that is totally safe. So let's talk about this for a moment. The biggest bucket that most people have, I truly believe, is what I call the pre-tax bucket. Again, 401ks, IRAs, pension plans, anything that is government related is the biggest bucket that we have. Now, those accounts, just like Jordan said, carry penalties. That means that if you start taking money out before age 59 and a half, you're going to be penalized. But guess what else? You're also going to be taxed.
Yeah.
And that money goes as earned income for the following tax bracket year.
Which could really mess you up. I mean, people don't realize, yes, you're going to be paying taxes, but it also counts against your income. And that's a huge no-no because really, you could jump another bracket. And
Absolutely.
That's where it's really going to slap your hand. So you gotta do it wisely. I mean, talk to a CPA, talk to a financial planner. Make sure you're taking the necessary steps to maximize your benefits, maximize your income without hurting yourself and losing more money.
That is right. Now, whatever, after you turn 65 or whenever you want to retire, it is your goal to start taking money out, right? Well, the money that has grown inside the 401ks and the IRAs, any money that grew inside that bucket that I call the pre-tax bucket, guess what? Hasn't been taxed. So that means whatever you take out of that bucket as income streams, you are going to be taxed. Now, think about it like this. Let's assume that somebody built their bucket of money to $1 million, okay? That's an easy number to actually do the calculations with. Now, they turn 65, and they're saying, you know what? I want to take 10% every single year for the rest of my life. 10% of $1 million is how much?
Yeah. That's going to be $1 million.
$100,000.
Yeah, $100,000.
$100,000. I know, but most people do not take into account that they have to pay taxes on that. So they're going to lose 20% of that.
Right.
Just for the federal taxes, and perhaps even 10% for the state. So they're going to be losing between $20,000 to $30,000 by taking the money out. So rather than taking $100,000, they're going to be getting a net amount of less than that.
That's right. And that's
Less than that.
And that's the truth. I mean, $1 million used to be the theory that that's enough money to retire. It really was. I mean, people could say that $1 million was enough. You could leave some behind, still get invested. Well, just like my father mentioned, I mean, 10% of that, 100,000, that's a pretty big tax bracket. And the brackets are only increasing every year. And really, 100,000, or in this case, really 70,000, because you're going to have to pay taxes and lose about 30% of that. You're going to be looking at 70,000. That's not enough almost in today's world. That's how scary it is. $1 million is not enough to retire on. So,
And especially if the market goes down.
of course.
If the market goes down, you're going to lose more than $30,000.
It erodes faster and faster.
Sure.
And so this is the point: is in today's world, you have to count on reliable sources of income. I'm going to say that again. You have to count on reliable sources of income, and what I mean by that is income that will pay no matter how old you get, no matter what happens in the economy, no matter what happens in life. You'll get the same paycheck for the rest of your life as long as you're alive. And if you have money still left behind when you pass away, then it goes to your loved ones. And that's what we focus on here at Smart Money Moves Radio. We talk only about safe money strategies, monies that you can count on, guaranteed for the rest of your life, and also give you some bells and whistles like long-term care, like death benefits.
Give us a call, please, at 303-800-2919. Again, 303-800-2919. Now, we would love to offer you our free book, after we meet with you, just to go over the strategies that we actually promote. We're nearing a break right now. We're going to come back and we're going to keep on talking about the buckets of money. Stay with us.
You're listening to Smart Money Moves, the show showing you how to make your money work for you. For more information, call 303-800-2919. Concerned about your retirement? Looking for a way out of debt? Saving for a home? A new car? College? Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino, recommending certified financial planner Joseph Chiano. When he's not doing his show, you can reach him at 303-779-6600. That's 303-779-6600. Or online at mymoneymyway.com. That's mymoneymyway.com. 303-779-6600. You're listening to Smart Money Moves, the show showing you how to make your money work for you. For more information, call 303-800-2919. Now, here's Joseph Chiano, certified financial planner.
Joseph Quijano here again. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show again after the short break that we took. And we were talking about the first bucket of money, which is the biggest bucket for most people. That is called the pre-tax bucket. And we talked about all the positive and all the negatives. And we forgot to mention one thing. There's also going to be a tax on that bucket of money if you pass away. Think about that. Most people don't think about this at all. They think that the account, their 401ks, their IRAs, their pension, is going to go directly to their loved ones with no taxation. Right. Well, that's absolutely wrong. Uncle Sam hasn't taxed that money. So even upon your death, whoever inherits the money, they're going to have to pay ordinary income tax. They're going to be taxed at the ordinary income tax rate. Not capital gains, but they're going to be taxed at their tax bracket.
Yep.
So they're going to lose a lot of money. So think about it. To whose benefit is the bucket?
I mean, this is why if anybody's out there experienced inheritance, an inherited IRA or inherited qualified account, this is the problem. I mean, most people don't want to touch it. And there's different rules out there. I mean, because there's the CARES Act that went in a few years back, and it's played with some different rules where some people who were retired already taken their income out of that, and then they passed away. Well, guess what? The inherited the person who inherits that IRA, a lot of times had to keep on pulling that money out, whether they wanted to or not. Uncle Sam wanted the income. And so they still had to pull that money and pay taxes on that. And that's frustrating for a lot of people, especially depending on the tax brackets they're in and what's going on in life. And so this is the point, is you have to keep up with the changing laws. I mean, there's ever so much changing laws, and this is why a financial planner, a CPA, a tax consultant can really help you out to maximize your benefits. I really mean this. I mean, it's not to just get people in, clients or anything like that. I'm telling you, this could save you a tremendous amount of money, and I'm talking about over your lifetime, because taxes, they're not going away. There's no way. They always say the two certainties in life is death and taxes. And I got to be honest, it's true. There's no escaping taxes. There's no escaping death. And we have to just find a way to work with it. So give us a call, 303-800-2919. This is, again, to help you get your foot in the right direction to building wealth with guarantees, giving you an income no matter how long you live, and most importantly, help you maximize tax-free money. That's right, maximize tax-free money.
So we're basically trying to educate people regarding the different buckets of money that they may have. And the first one, like I said, is probably the biggest one that most people have right now. It's called the 401k bucket or the pension bucket, the IRA bucket. That's what they call a qualified account or a qualified plan. And with it, it carries penalties and it carries kind of roadblocks, to access your money. So, what are the benefits? Well, one of the benefits that I feel that a pre-taxed account will do is that you're actually contributing before you're being taxed. That's the beauty of it. You're contributing to that bucket of money with that money that you're contributing into being taxed. I mean, to most people, that's a great gift from the government, right, on a way?
Yeah, I mean, and especially if you don't have much tax write-offs. That's
right.
Something I've been facing is I'm young, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I'm in my 30s, and so this is something that is pretty common. I mean, you try to find as much tax write-offs as you can because you don't have many at that point. No. And so now I will say, though, on the flip side, you're absolutely right. It's a nice benefit, but it's only postponing. That's the
right.
key. I mean, it's the tax break you get today. This is the question everybody asks. Is the tax break that you get today worth it? Or is it better, to wait in the future and pay taxes then? You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. It's who knows? More than likely, taxes are going to have to go up. And that's the reality is if you're paying maybe a smaller tax bracket today in 2022, well, where the heck your tax going to be in 2040 or 2035? And that's the key. Is it really worth it?
Yeah, and I feel, I don't know. I feel that it's really a menial tax deduction, okay? Because, see, they have limits as to how much you can contribute into those plans. You cannot really contribute a lot of money. They have limits. So that write-off is not as great as most people think. But, whoever gets the money after your death is going to have to pay ordinary taxes. But the good part, is that you may get a small write-off while you're contributing. Secondly, the second benefit that I see is that it's really kind of like forced savings. It allows people to save on a way. But I kind of hate to say save because really they're not saving money by putting money into a 401k or IRA. I want to make the distinction right now. The differences between saving and investing are just like night and day. When you're investing money, you have a chance, an opportunity to make a lot of money if the market goes up, but you can also lose it all if the market goes down, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's danger. Savings, on the other hand, is not investing. Savings, you'll never lose your money. You may not get a lot of money in return, but you're not going to lose your money. And I want you to keep that in mind because we're going to give you an alternative benefit that will actually marry those two concepts together really well and help you achieve total financial security. So, That's for the biggest bucket. Now, we want to be sure that we invite you. We are inviting you right now. We're local. We're a local Colorado company, family-owned, 50 years in the business, and we're inviting people that are listening to our show to come and see us. Call us to make an appointment at 303-800-2919, and you get a free copy of my best-selling book entitled Smart Money Moves, that will talk about items like this. But please give us a call, make an appointment with us, and you will receive the free book. Now,
yeah, and that's something, we've gotten great compliments on this book. I mean, this is something that we've met with many of the audience here, many of you listeners here, and I got to say, I mean, if you come to the office to get your book, you've been so kind, Joe, to sign the book as well, which is kind of great. I think to have that book, noted to somebody really takes the serious steps. I mean, this isn't something that you just put on a coffee table and forget. I mean, this is financial knowledge that's going to help you not only get ahead in your life, but hopefully you pass it down to the next generation.
And somebody told me just that, Jordan.
Yep.
There's somebody came, actually talked to me over the phone. They're coming in, but they're coming in because they want to be able to get the book and maybe get another book, a second book, which I have no problems giving away, okay? By the way, they're totally free, and she wants to pass it on to her grandchild.
That's great.
Her grandchild. And you know something? It was so, I mean, I can tell you, I mean, you know the story about the Nixes, right?
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's amazing. These people bought the books. They came in to see me, and they went ahead and they hire us as a financial planning firm. Then they referred their entire family. I mean, this is one thing that we're noted for. We are multi-generational. I mean, they come in and they're so impressed with us and the service that we provide and the products that we offer that they tell not only their friends and colleagues and co-workers, they tell their family members. That's when you know people trust you.
And that's really what you want. You want to keep it in the house. I mean, it's kind of good to have one family firm where you can count on it what your wishes were, the higher up, the beginning of the torch. And then if something happened to you and you passed away, well, your wishes, your family, your financial firm, your planner is with you for your sons, your daughters, your granddaughters, grandkids, nieces, nephews, whatever the case may be, to help carry on that legacy. And that's what we've been told, is we help carry on the legacy, the torch, with just a couple signatures. That's all it takes, and that's what people are looking for. So give us a call to make sure that you can get this information, and most of all, hopefully get a free book with us and meet with us on a one-on-one. That number again is 303-800-2919. That's 303-800-2919.
And I was just thinking about what you said about people that are passing away. Oh, yes. Unfortunately, that has been the case over the last 2 weeks. Yeah. You and I have had death claims. And one of the things that I hear from the people left behind is that they're so happy that they could come to a family-owned company. They feel like they're part of the family, basically. They are family to us, and they treat us like family, and we treat them like family. So you know what? They feel comfortable. They know that they're going to get the true scoop about money. They're not going to get they're not going to get no nonsense at all.
Yeah, they're not going to get any nonsense. Yeah, that's the thing is to be able to put your mind at peace, because that's the whole idea, is to be able to carry out your wishes even if you're not here to do it yourself. And so you're absolutely right. It's unfortunate, but like I mentioned a few minutes ago, the two guarantees, or it's unfortunate, is taxes and death. And so if we can count and try to protect as much as we can, there's no way to escape them, but there's ways to help cushion it, to help cushion the blow to your family, to your friends, to everybody. So again, give us a call. That's 303-800-2919. And we're going to take another short break here. This is Smart Money Moves radio show. We're here for you, the listeners, to help give you financial knowledge to better your life, to get ahead financially, and of course, to carry on that legacy for your next in kin. So tune in right back with us after this short break.
You're listening to Smart Money Moves, the show showing you how to make your money work for you. For more information, call 303-800-2919. You've heard certified financial planner Joseph Chiano talk about smart money moves. Isn't it time you do something about your financial security? Whether you become the banker with your tax-free savings or get an annuity with retirement income for life, Joe can help at 303-779-6600 or mymoneymyway.com. It could be the smartest money move you ever make. mymoneymyway.com. I'm Tom Martino, and I recommend this show to show you how to make your money work for you. For more information, 303-800-2919. Now, here's Joseph Chiano, Certified Financial Planner.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph Chiano again. And I'm here with my son, Jordan. Thank you for staying with us. We appreciate that. And I hope you're getting something out of this session today. Now, we've been talking about a pool of money that we all have. We all have a pool of money, right? Some pools may be bigger than others, but we all have a pool of money. And inside that pool of money, everybody has at least 3 buckets of money where the money goes. And we just been talking today about one bucket. The biggest bucket that most people have is what I call the pre-tax bucket. So now we're going to move to the second bucket of money, okay? The second bucket of money is not pre-taxed. It's what I call taxable. It is a taxable bucket of money. This is where brokerage accounts like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, outside of the qualified plan will go into. Because at the end of the year, you're going to be taxed. You're going to get a 1099, right?
Yep.
From them.
Kind of like capital gains tax.
Exactly. So that bucket of money, it could be also savings accounts, checking accounts. Anything that gives you interest will actually be taxable. Also, real estate goes into that bucket.
Yep.
Real estate. Why? Because if you sell the house, you're going to pay taxes on it, right? So it's not a qualified plan. It's a taxable bucket. And unfortunately, if the pre-tax bucket that we were talking about at the very beginning is the biggest bucket, the second biggest bucket, ladies and gentlemen, is the taxable bucket. We were just saying about the benefits of the 401ks and the IRAs that will give you a little bit of a tax break, right? But then we lose the tax break because we have to pay taxes on our taxable bucket. So how good, is that doing us any good? Think about it. So upon your death, any monies that you have left on that bucket, in order for somebody to inherit that bucket, they have to pay taxes.
That's right. And that's the thing is, there's no way to escape these like we talked about. So how do you cushion it? We talked about the first bucket's probably the biggest bucket for most people. And this would be the second biggest. Kind of goes down in size, unfortunately, where you got the biggest, that's going to be the biggest tax burden. Now you have this, that's capital gains, which is a little bit better. These taxes, right now, at least are at 16%. So this is where, if you look at the wealthy, they try to put a majority of their taxable money into this bucket. Why? Well, because their taxes are going to be a lot less. 16% is a heck of a lot better than 30, 25, even upwards of almost 40%. That's the ordinary tax brackets over on the left side. So capital gains, you want to have somebody here. But again, don't forget, there's still going to be taxes. And so we need to focus on balancing these buckets. You have to have a little bit of balance between them so that it's not all majority into the first one.
That is right, Jordan. And we'll talk about balancing the buckets here in a few minutes. But what I was thinking is that, this bucket also carries with it danger. And so that's the first bucket. They are in the middle of the financial storm that we're facing today. Anything that's invested in the stock market, whether it is a single stock or a single bond or a single mutual fund, it doesn't matter. It is in the middle of a huge financial storm, whether it is on the taxable bucket or the pre-tax bucket, it doesn't matter. People are afraid, consumers are afraid today of losing their money. I mean, I have had people that have come from this radio show and says we couldn't get here fast enough because we lost $30,000 in 11 days. We lost $100,000 in 30 days. Consumers are afraid. I never seen this in my 50 years as a financial planner, I have never seen anything like this before. Never seen anything like this before. People are concerned, and they should be concerned, because with all the storms that are coming in right now to hit the economy, like the war that's going on. Think about that. The pandemic that we just went through. I mean, all those things are bundling together. You know what that reminds me of? The movie, The Perfect Storm. If anybody saw the movie, you will know that in the movie, a huge tsunami was formed, but it was made up of several little storms that banded together and created this gigantic storm that destroyed everything. So it is happening here. We have a lot of little storms that are binding together, you see. And then we're going to have a huge tsunami. That's what consumers are afraid of this. They want to keep their money safe. They want to make money. And in the taxable bucket, besides paying tax, you're facing danger. And so it is with the first bucket.
That's right. And that's just the uncertainty, I think, that comes with those accounts. I mean, this is something that you're not only facing taxation, you're not only facing what happens if you pass away, what the next kid's going to pay, but just like my father mentioned, the ability to lose the money without even our control because of where the money's invested, how the money grows. So if these two buckets have this much risk, this much concern, why are they the biggest? Why are we putting the majority of our money here? Is it the lack of information? Is it the fear of putting it elsewhere and not getting any growth? I mean, this is the question that we hear all the time is, where else do I put my money? If I can't rely on these two buckets, where should I put it? And I think this is where the third bucket really comes in place. This is what we talk about, which is, I hate to say it, but the smallest bucket for everybody. It's the tax-free bucket. This is where your money is going to stay tax-free, where there's no risk, there's no worries of the taxes increasing on you for the rest of your life. This is where you're going to have not only maybe Roths, but also kind of insurance products. This is where you're going to have guaranteed products, accounts that you can count on no matter what. And this is what we focus on with one of our key products, which is called the Become the Banker account. This money is tax-free, growing with guaranteed growth, can never go down due to the market fluctuation, can never lose money due to Uncle Sam increasing taxes, and key point here, if you pass away, it passes on tax-free to your loved ones. So not only are you going to pay taxes when you take money out, you won't pay anything there, but if you pass on the account to your loved ones when you pass away, they're not going to pay any taxes either. This should be the biggest account for everybody, especially in today's world when we know that our taxes are only increasing ever so much. But again, the lack of information is out there. Most people don't know how to build this bucket. And I will say a Roth in today's world, it's not worth it. It almost isn't. You can maximize the Roth of putting almost $6,000 a year. That's the max contribution. Now, if you're over the age of 55, you could put more money, but you can only do an extra $1,000. So you could do $7,000. But the thing is doing $6,000 every year for the rest of your life, even if you started in your 30s, that's not enough money to retire on. They really put a limitation on how much money we could put to a tax-free area. That's what's sad with Roths. So, what can you do? This is the Become the Banker strategy. You have unlimited contributions. You can put as much money as you want to the Become the Banker account. We have people who put $100,000 a year, or we have people who do just $200 a month. I mean, it's truly based off of your budget, your finances, but the reality of it is you take control of the situation. You're able to put as much or as little. You're not limited to $6,000 a year. You can actually build this account for wealth in retirement time and live off of it, but most importantly, you could use that money today. If you have any debts, any credit cards, any vehicle loans, mortgages, student loans, we could show the average family how to get out of debt in 9 years or less. That is your house paid off, credit cards paid off, mortgages, student loans, 9 years or less. And that's the key thing is with this money, it's meant for retirement thereafter. So this is why you got to give us a call. This is, again, called the Become the Banker account. Give us a call at 303-800-2919, 303-800-2919. Request a free consultation with us so we can sit down with you and your family, find out how we can help you pay off your debts, help you build this tax-free account for your wealth, and, of course, most importantly, get you some knowledge, a free book signed so you can pass that on to your loved ones.
Again, I think that's so powerful, Jordan. I think it's important to mention that the Become the Banker account, it's really a very simple plan. Anybody can use it. I mean, there's no need to go to a broker or nobody like that. Simple plan. It has a very simple formula. It offers a guaranteed tax-free rate of return. Think about that. Totally liquid, and nothing to do with the stock market. Now, how good is that? Simplicity, safety, liquidity, then nothing to do with the stock market, so there's no danger. Now, I believe, like you said, that people should have most of their money in the smallest bucket that they have today and make it their biggest bucket. And this is what we're good at. We're good at helping you balance the buckets. And now we're nearing a break. So when we come back, I'm going to give you a bonus. A bonus. We're going to show you or tell you about a dynamic fourth bucket. The four bucket, it could be the four bucket of money that you may have within your pool of money. It is a fabulous bucket. It's a fabulous account that will do what are the other buckets going to do. So stay tuned. Stay tuned with us. Give us a call at 303-800-2919, and I will personally sign a copy of my best-selling book, Smart Money Moves. Come and see us, pick up your book, and learn about the three buckets of money. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Smart Money Moves, the show showing you how to make your money work for you. For more information, call 303-800-2919. You're listening to this show because you too want to make smart money moves. Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. I'm proud to recommend Joseph Chiano to help you get out of debt, save for retirement, college, or for your dreams. Find out more online at mymoneymyway.com or call 303-779-6600. That's 779-6600. It could be the smartest money move you ever make. I'm Tom Martino, and I recommend this show to show you how to make your money work for you. For more information, 303-800-2919. Now, here's Joseph Chiano, Certified Financial Planner.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Joseph Quijano here with my son, Jordan Quijano. I am a certified financial planner. Jordan is a financial planner as well. And we are a family-owned financial planning firm in our home state is Colorado. Although we do business nationally, our home state is Colorado. So we're Colorado based. We're right off the Denver Tech Center. And we've been here for 50 years helping people achieve and make smart money moves. So please, I'm going to give you my telephone number again, 303-800-2919. And we're going to give you a free copy of my best-selling book entitled Smart Money Moves that will talk about all the 3 buckets of money plus the other one that we're going to be sharing with you in this segment. And that bucket, we have, my name for that bucket is the saving and protecting and growing your money bucket. Again, saving, protecting, and growing your money bucket. It is an amazing bucket, and I'm so energetic to be able to just tell people about this bucket because people are loving it. People are loving it. So, we talked about the dangers, right, of the biggest bucket that most people have.
Of course, yeah.
Like the 401ks, IRAs, pension plans.
Tied to the stock markets,
the stock market,
all the risk.
All the stuff. We talked about that, and this bucket is a perfect place for people like you listeners to transfer your money away from the risk of the stock market and place it in this bucket where it is guaranteed to grow and not lose any money for you. Think about that. Guaranteed to grow and not lose any money for you. And it has some phenomenal benefits. I'm talking about benefits that are just, beyond compare. Beyond compare. That's all I have to say. And I'm going to just give you a quick rundown of those benefits, and I'm going to have my son get into them in more detail. But one of the benefits that I feel is most important is the safety. Safety. So if you're listening out there and you're concerned about losing your hard-earned money, this is your bucket right here. Safety, because that means you will never lose one dime. You will never lose one dime. So that means your money will always be safe. The second benefit, it's you get the ability to participate when the stock market goes up. You will get a percentage. You get a percentage of that growth. But when the market goes down, you stay level. Just like Jordan says, it's almost like climbing a ladder. So you never go down, you always stay level. So you go up, stay level. You never go down with the market. The third benefit, which I think is great, if you live in Colorado and you're listening to this show, you can actually qualify to get a 12% bonus. 12% bonus just to transfer your money. So if you have lost any money due to the stock market volatility, we can help you make it up because we're going to give you 12% immediately, so your account will be worth 12% more starting day one. Now, the next benefit, which people love, is going to be a paycheck or a pension for the rest of your life. So this is almost like a, you got to wait a few years, you got to build it up, and then you can take a paycheck that could last you as long as you live. And then finally, we have long-term care benefits added to it. So you don't have to really worry about having an individual plan. You could actually have a long-term care plan like this.
Yeah, and I think, to two pieces to that, with people taking income, the key thing is, yes, it's good to let it grow, but we have accounts for anybody who's in retirement, who needs income now. They can start taking it immediately. So this is the beautiful thing. Products have gotten better over the years. And so ideally, we talked about the tax-free bucket, what you can do with the Become the Banker account. Now we're talking about the guaranteed pension account. This is more for that qualified bucket, how to protect it. And my father had it right. Those are the best benefits about all of that. Not only the long-term care, the income for the rest of your life, growth when the market's up, bonuses. I mean, it gives you all the benefits most clients are looking for. But the best one is having to never live without income. That means that when you retire, you're not going to have to be forced back into work. You're going to have an income or a paycheck for the rest of your life. And this is certainty that you can hold on to for the rest of your life, and also for your kid's life. If something happened to you, you can have a death benefit payout. So give us a call, 303-800-2919. That's 303-800-2919, and ask about the two products we're talking about. That's the guaranteed pension account that we just went over, as well as the other one, the tax-free account, which is the Become the Banker product. So both accounts have their own purpose. They're both benefits. Let us know what is interest to you, and we can sit down, have a no-cost, no-obligation consultation, get you a copy of our free book, and really show you why these two accounts are the best ones to have. So 3 buckets, 3 pools of money that all creates what we all talked about today, your security, your comfort for retirement. If you could just balance the 3, that's the key. Not having one too heavy and lopsided the formula here. Most people only focus on the qualified accounts, the 401ks, the IRAs. So we need to balance that and start building some of that tax-free money today, some certainty, so that no matter where taxes go in the future, you can have that money pay for the rest of your life without having to lose it to Uncle Sam. So balance the 3 buckets, build that tax-free money, and most of all, start building some guarantees. Start getting some growth and a paycheck you can rely on for the rest of your life. Now, anything, Joe? You
don't have to worry about you balancing the buckets on your own. This is what we do on a day-to-day basis. Please give us a call at 303-800-2919. Let us review your pool of money. Let us review your pool of money and see how many buckets you have. And if they're totally out of balance, we can help you, give you a plan of action to help you balance those buckets of money. And if you don't have it, we can introduce you to the 4th bucket of money, which is the guaranteed pension account. That is going to be the real winning ticket for most people. It's going to give you safety, never lose your money. You can grow your money. It will give you all the additional benefits that we talked about, like the long-term care, the death benefit. It's going to give you the paycheck for life. And what people are really amazed, sometimes their paycheck for life, it's more than what they're making right now. I mean, we have had at least 3 people that when they saw the projections of what their paycheck would look like in, let's say, 7 years or 10 years, it's amazing what they said. That's more than what I'm making right now. So, yes, you do have buckets of money. Yes, you do have a circle or a pool of money, of wealth, a pool of money. So you have a pool of wealth, and inside that pool, you have those buckets. I don't care whether you have only 1 or 2 or 3, but all I'm saying to you is they have to be balanced. A financial plan is no good unless your buckets are balanced. So, come and see us. We'll do a review of your buckets of money. And if they're out of balance, you can rest assured that we know, we do it all the time, how to balance your buckets of money so you can actually have a great life, a great retirement, without any worry about losing your money due to unexpected circumstances like what's happening right now. So Come and see us, please. 303-800-2919 and get a copy of the best-selling book, Smart Money Moves, that talks about these items right here. Right?
That's right. And so this could be at any point in your life. For anybody who's just starting out, and this is what we really talk about, for where you're at in your life, if you're just getting started, what a great way to get your foot in the right direction. But if you're already in retirement time, or you're already building some retirement elsewhere, it's not too late. The whole idea is to start, again, balancing those buckets, start building some wealth that's tax-free, but also some guaranteed income. And so by meeting with us, the process is very easy. You give us a call. We'll set up a time that fits with your schedule. Whether you're local here and you want to do it in person at our office, we're right off of Arapahoe 925, right in Centennial here. Or if you'd prefer to do it by Zoom, by phone, by computer, we're flexible. And what we'll do is just sit down, look at where you're at financially today, a snapshot of your debts that you may have that you're wanting to pay off before retirement, your retirement accounts that you've already built up that you want to protect, and then, of course, your budget, how we can help maximize that, how we can help plan for your income in retirement time. And just like Joseph mentioned there, with that being said, if we could figure out what your budget is today and what your paycheck is that's needed in the future, that is where we fit in. We put that pension account to cover that paycheck and give you an income for the rest of your life to help give you the same lifestyle that you're looking for. So give us a call, 303-800-2919, and set up that free, no cost, no obligation meeting, and just find out what these products will really do for you and find the numbers that could really help your family as well. So that's 303-800-2919, and request that free copy of Smart Money Moves, which we'd love to get you signed if you meet with us in person. Now, we're coming to the end of the show here. We want to thank you. Every Saturday, we do this at 2 p.m. This is the Smart Money Moves radio show, teaching you the financial knowledge that you should have been taught in schools on how to build wealth, how to get ahead in any economy, and of course, the no-nonsense radio show on what you could count on with truth, facts, on building the right wealth for your family. Thank you so much. This is Jordan Quijano with my father, Joseph Quijano. We'll see you next Saturday.
You've just heard a presentation of Smart Money Moves. Thanks for joining us. But this is just the beginning of your financial security. Take the next step by calling 303-800-2919 for more information, or visit online at mymoneymyway.com.